All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the second race of the National Rock Racing Association down here in Kentucky. We're at the Bluegrass Brawl. As again, you can see that great crowd shot there from our drones. Shout out to Dearborn Drone Co. for always providing these awesome shots for us. Again, this weekend is presented by Amsoil, so we'd like to give a big shout out to them as we kick things off with our UTV racing here on Friday. We have all of our drivers lined up, and it's going to be an awesome day.
Yeah, thank you guys for joining us here on Hillside Live on the Rock Racing TV YouTube channel. And to our Power Sports World audience, we are at Wildcat Off-Road Park in East Bernstadt, Kentucky. And like Matt said, we are just about ready to kick off an awesome day of UTV racing here. We've got our UTV Stock and UTV Cup classes. We're trying to beat some rain today, too. So hopefully we've got some good fast action coming at you shortly. I know they're getting lined up on the race line starting gate.
Yeah, I know that was kind of the big conversation this morning in the drivers' meeting is, are we going to get a break? And if there's rain going to hit, how's that going to play on some of these hills behind us? Because we do have some really big ledges out there that can get very slippery when wet. So I think that's going to play into it. And I think the group consensus was we're going to go ahead and I think we're going to shut down and go right back into racing and take just a quick 60-second, 30-second break versus like normally 30-minute, hour-long break. Let everybody go out there, look at course 2, walk around. Clyde said we're going to rush right into second course, and hopefully we can get everybody ran through before that big rainstorm comes in. And then we're looking at some chilly times tomorrow. Again, chilly temperatures tomorrow for the for day 2 for the Rock Bouncers. So race suits might be zipped up more than we see, more than we see on a usual weekend tomorrow. So
spring has sprung, but we are regressing a little bit this weekend, back to a little chilly weather. But that's all right. It's going to be sunny tomorrow. We're going to have some awesome racing, no matter what the weather brings at us. We race rain or shine.
Yes.
So
yes.
I know you guys are probably ready for us to get started here. I see somebody on the starting line.
Yeah.
We're going to be starting with our UTV stock class. We've got a full lineup of drivers, just like we did at our season opener at Windrock. We've got full lists in all of our classes again this weekend, and several more new drivers as well. We had new drivers in every class at Windrock. That was awesome.
It was, and again, it's so cool to see those new drivers come in. I'm very, very excited to see those new drivers. We have a few of them that stuck with us. We have some new guys that hopped in this weekend. I got to talk to a few of them while we were out there kind of walking the course and checking them out this morning. I think today is going to be just a really fast day of racing. I do see, again, there are some really gnarly ledges, and I think everyone will kind of take into account for that. So I see a lot of kind of silly mistakes happening, not necessarily big blunders on some of the big stuff, but with everybody pushing hard, and it is a race, so you never know how it's going to shake out.
You definitely don't, and we saw plenty of that at Windrock just a couple weeks ago too. Definitely some weird carnage happening, so hopefully we can stay away from a little bit of that today, but you never know. Anything can happen when you're racing.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting day. Like I said, again, I know they're going to try to push past, push a lot and get that, hopefully work underneath that rain. They do have trash bags out for our cameras, so we are going to still stay live even if the rain does set in. But we had a few sprinkles around 8 or 9 o'clock this morning. We got up and started kind of unloading everything and shifting things around pretty quickly early because we did have a lot of possible rain coming in. So fingers crossed it does wait until we're done racing this afternoon. But again, it's anybody's game.
Well, and before we go to the line, we might as well take a minute and give a shout-out to our Feature Driver Friday.
Yeah.
Every Friday on race days, we like to represent one of our racers or race teams, and this weekend it is the Hobach racing team.
I got my Hobach shirt on.
Matt's representing, too. So they are featured drivers this Friday. We always have to give a shout-out to the Hobachs because they help us so much, just in often helping with the starting line or doing safety checklists at the drivers' meeting, as well as both Haley and Justin being a big part of our youth class and getting everybody organized and getting those checklists done as well. And then their kiddos a race, too.
Yeah.
So,
and I love that they have the same logo, but it's different colors. I think that's super cool, super fun. Very neat to see again. Clara and Collier, very, very cool. Again, Clara stepping up and racing that teen class. Very excited to see. Very, very exciting, and she's doing very well. So, and we have several drivers in there that are much younger than I think we would see normally. Very cool, and they've done very, very well. Again, Windrock was a very challenging course, some super steep stuff. Very, very gnarly. I hear we're getting a course map up there for our stock class. Again, you can see some of the a lot of uphills and downhills this weekend. The course, it kind of changes for every class, but we use kind of that same side of that Mickey Thompson Mountain out there for this Bluegrass Ball. down here at Wildcat Off-Road Park in Kentucky. We're very excited to be here. This is a great park for us. This park does a great job for us. We had our finals here last year. A lot of fun. So we can see definitely a lot of uphill, downhill sections, kind of some back and forth there as well.
Yeah, and one of the great things about Wildcat, which a lot of the parks are moving to these days, but it's so spectator-friendly. There's not a bad seat in the house. And we're able to use this entire mountainside behind us for all of our classes and all their runs and make some really great, fast, creative courses. And we've got Clay Harris out on the line now, starting things off for us today. If you're just tuning in with us, you haven't missed anything yet. This is our first run of the day for UTV Stock Course 1.
And you can see him kind of using that whole side of the mountain for Course 1. Again, you'll see Course 2. Similar courses for the stock class as well as the Unlimited Cup, but different hills. So we're really excited to see how this unfolds today. I know a lot of these drivers really enjoy this course. We've raced here for a very long time, so we appreciate Wildcat coming out and helping us get these courses ready. I know a lot of guys came out and pre-ran yesterday as well as this morning. These hills are very alive with the sound of UTVs this morning. Again, you see some pretty gnarly ledges there. I know our Cup guys are definitely going to try to push very hard and fast down that downhill section.
Ooh.
Dang it. There we go. Our first finisher. That's a 94.894 for Clay Harris.
All right, Clay just showed everybody else the line. You know, it's not easy being the first one to go, but somebody's got to do it. Hopefully the drivers have all been studying up on their course maps. The one that we just showed you guys on screen is exactly what gets sent to the drivers a day or two before each race, and they've got a chance to look it over, get it in their heads, and then, of course, they can always do some pre-running the morning before the races, and then at our drivers' meeting, go over any questions or concerns about the course that they might have. So it's a lot to keep up with out here for sure, especially for our drivers that race multiple classes. We make it we give them every opportunity that we can to get that course in their heads. Jay Stewart's on the course now.
Jay, you'll be seeing here tomorrow as well, racing his Ford buggy. Just sending it up this uphill section here. Ooh, kind of launch. We've seen some of our drivers out pre-runner this morning trying to hit that jump in the Cup Series, so kind of cool to see some of our stock class guys trying it. Again, I love seeing this drone shot here. You can look in the background and see all the spectators as well as all the fans packing in. Got a crab walking down that hill there.
Yeah, this might be a good time for our first reminder that everything in person is a little different than it looks on your screen. The hills are steeper, the ledges are taller, the ruts are deeper. All of it is a little bit more than it looks on your screen when you're watching it.
See what that time's going to be.
$97.202 for Jay Stewart's.
All right, looks like a Grant Newman on the line here.
All right, Grant also raced with us at Wind Rock for our season opener just a few weeks ago. I mentioned when we started how many new drivers we had at Wind Rock. New drivers in every class, which was awesome to see, and we've got a lot of them back again this weekend. I guess that's a good sign, Matt. That means they had fun. We didn't scare them away.
Luckily. Yeah, it's always very exciting to see new drivers hop in and race with us. I love that shot there because it kind of shows how steep some of those ledges are.
Come on, Grant. And there it is. Let's check his time.
That's a 104.050 for Grant Newsom. Newman, sorry.
Okay, this is Zach Carter leaving the line now. Zach has raced with us a couple times in the past. And I know that he's also got his brother out here racing with him today and his cousin. There were a lot of Carters in the drivers' meeting. So the time to beat right now is the 94.8 from Clay Harris. Then we've got Jay Storch with a 97 and Grant Newman with a 104.
I love these two rocks that they have to go over, and it shows how massive they are. When a side-by-side pulls up and kind of disappears in the middle of it, it shows how big those rocks really are. Riding a wheelie there.
Speaking of how big the rocks are, Matt, and how much taller the ledges are in person as well.
There we go. Again, this is our UTV stock class for those of you just tuning in. We're here at Wildcat Off-Road Park in East Bernstadt, Kentucky, for our second race of the National Rock Racing Association. This weekend is presented by Amsoil. And this is a very long course. Again, over the last 3 to 5 years, our courses are starting a little bit longer, more uphill and downhill. And, you know, some guys really like the uphill, downhill. I kind of like it. I think it's a little more fun. You get a little more seat time in.
Let's get his time. .121.608 for Zach Carter. Yeah, personally, I like a little bit longer course. I mean, our drivers are coming from all over the place, different states. You know, we were talking about Kansas and Wisconsin and all Tennessee and Kentucky and from everywhere. So when you're, you know, traveling that far to race, it's nice to not just have 17 seconds in the seat because that's how it used to be back in the day.
Yes.
This is Tyler Carter out on the course now. Speaking of that Carter family, all three of them out here racing today. I believe this is Zach's brother, Zach that we just saw run. All right, Tyler, you got to beat that 121 from Zach now. Yeah, I know we got a few drivers that are prefer maybe the old school hill killing we used to call it, where it was just a one big old hill climb.
Yeah, kind of close your eyes and hold the gas pedal down, and it's kind of a wreckers or checkers type course. I think a lot of our newer drivers, I definitely appreciate more of the off-road course rather than just, you know, kind of a bounty style.
Well, and the awesome thing is that with all the parks that we go to, we can incorporate so many different aspects. We still have a lot of those big hill climbs, depending on the park that we're at, and we can sometimes have like a woods section or even like a short course track like we do when we're at Rush Springs. Here we've got these rock ledges and a lot of ups and downs that we're able to utilize here and keep everything in one area that's spectator friendly and allows us to get all of our classes racing in the same spot. And, you know, it's come a long ways over the years, and I'm here for it.
It is, and again, we talk about the sport of rock bouncing. We have some courses where we don't see a lot of rocks, but then we have places like West Virginia where we have lots
all
of
the
rocks. Like, how much do you want? Most of our drivers complain about the rocks, so very fun. It's a really good course, and we have a lot of fun there.
It is great that you know we can change it up with the terrain and the options that we have as far as obstacles and courses for the drivers with all the different parks that we get to enjoy over the season. They all bring a little something different to the table. There you go, Tyler.
That's a 113.291 for Tyler Carter.
All right, Tyler was able to edge out Zach.
That's always best when you can beat your brother. I've raced against my brother, and trust me, it's a pretty great feeling when you can beat him. Get bragging rights at Thanksgiving, like, hey, remember that one time?
Let's go ahead and take a look at our top 5 right now. This is Course 1 of the UTV Stock Class. If you're just joining us here on Hillside Live, we are racing at Wildcat Off-Road Park this weekend. We've got Clay Harris, who was our first one out today, and he's still hanging on to the lead with that 94.8. And then we've got Jay Storts, Grant Newman, Tyler Carter, and Zach Carter rounding out our top 5 currently. It looks like we've got Daniel Heckley ready to leave the line.
He is getting it.
He sure is.
Just thrashing through there.
See how he handles the RCV rocks. No problems there.
Whoa! I think Jay was the first one to hit it. I think we'll see a lot of our guys launch off there later today, especially in our Cup class.
Yeah, I think he got a little closer to that porta potty than he probably meant to. All right, the time to beat is at 94.8. He had a little bit of a bobble at the top, but let's see what kind of time he's got. .366.
There we go.
That is a third place time currently. And with that, we are going to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be back to continue our UTV stock racing action. This broadcast of the National Rock Racing Association is brought to you by Amsoil, Mickey Thompson, Edelbrock, and SDS Gearboxes.
If Amsoil products are engineered for this kind of punishment, you can trust them in your garage. Shop by vehicle to find everything you need for your ride. Get the protection you demand and performance you deserve with fast, free shipping from Amsoil.com. If Amsoil products are...
Oh my goodness, he neutral dropped it. That's about a 5,000 RPM neutral draw.
Yes.
All right, welcome back again. We are about half a dozen drivers through our UTV stock class here at Wildcat, Kentucky. We're definitely having a great day. We're trying to hold off the rain. We're trying to run through our racers. Again, I think we are going to take a real quick break, but I think we're going to try to get course 2 underway as soon as possible.
And we've got Logan Bundy on the line now.
I saw him down this morning doing a little pre-running as well.
Got to make sure you know the line.
Yeah, especially when you have this much uphill and downhill section, you really want to make sure to know what flag you're turning right at. It could be very important, especially when you're blazing past some of them. Some of these guys were flying through the short course area, or flying through the uphill and some of these turns this morning during pre-running.
That time to beat is still the 94.8, the first time of the day on this course.
There for a second, it kind of sounded like it was kind of crackling and popping there.
It sounded a little rough.
Again, with so much jostling going on wrong, again, a ground wire, anything can cause a sensor not to read properly. But when he revs it up, it definitely sounds very good. He is definitely getting on that uphill section. Flinging some rocks at our drone there.
That's one of those immersive shots, like a 3D.
Yeah, it's like a 3D
action coming at you.
Taking his time working that downhill section.
it is.
That's a 100.851 for Logan Bundy.
Wow, Daniel Heckley just put a 100.3 down, and now Logan with a 100.8.
Wow.
On a course this long. That's pretty impressive how these guys manage to keep some of these times so tight.
It kind of reminds me of the bouncers at our last race at Windrock. We had a 3-way tie for 5th place.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
We've got Noah Butler on the line now. Noah raced with us at Windrock as well, and he raced in the team class. Switched it up and moved to the stock class this time around. He did a great job racing that team class at Windrock. See what he can do with the stock course today.
Got to talk to his dad a little bit this morning while I was getting everything situated, and his dad said that he was over here pre-running early, getting everything dialed in, making it feel good, get comfortable with the course. Said he was excited for the weekend.
Whoa! Making sure he wasn't going to get stuck on that RCV rock.
Launched it up there.
And we have seen some people get stuck on those rocks before.
We were kind of telling stories about rain here, and we were laughing last night at dinner, and I said, I was sitting in the starting gate, and it was pouring down rain, and Chris Griggs was right in front of me and rolled over on that rock the first time he raced here. So I just sat and watched him pour down rain in our race line starting gate. So
and you were like, this is fun. This is fun.
This is
my favorite hobby.
Yes. He's like, we're going to cut to you, go to commercial, come back, and you're just still sitting there in the rain. I would have watched that later, like dying laughing. Not so much at the time, though.
Nothing like a soggy fire suit to dampen your mood. Literally.
Yeah. Literally.
Noah's making a great run around this course and through the finish line now. Let's see if he's able to move into one of those top spots. Ooh, wow. 94.631. That is your new leader here on course 1. Pushing Clay Harris with that 94.8 down to second now. Noah with a 94.6.
Wow, good job,
Moving
Noah.
Moving into first. Speaking of tight times.
Yeah. Yeah, those 100-ish are starting to stack up. That in the 90s, too. We got quite a few 90s. And speaking of new racers, we have a old racer in a new vehicle. Mr. Clint Garrison down there. He picked up a UTV Can-Am from Paul Wolf and is going to do some Ultra 4 racing this year.
This one looks kind of familiar.
Going to do some Ultra 4 racing, but he said, I'm going to come out to do some rock bouncing too. So,
all right.
Great to see him out here. Kid Clint's an awesome guy. Love to see him out here doing some racing with us.
Well, if this is a Paul Wolf rig, we know this thing is very capable and been put to test.
Yeah, probably more than it wants to even.
Getting rowdy out there. Clint is just bouncing through the course. He's coming for Noah's time, trying to beat that 94.6.
He's making quick work of that uphill section. Soaking up those ledges.
This is going to be our new leader.
Wow. With an 88.935, Mr. Clint Garrison. And that is your new leader.
Nicely done. Setting the bar pretty high. We're not even quite halfway through course 1 right now, though, so we got plenty of drivers left to go to try and knock Clint out of that top spot.
And I know we have some guys that are definitely going to try to do that. We have some guys down there in the bottom of the pack are going to try to get out and set some pretty quick times.
There's your current top 5 on the screen there. Clint now followed by Noah, and then Clay, Jay Stortz, and Daniel Heckley. Brantley Havens on the line now.
Brantley Havens, one of our guys that graduated from our youth class to our teen class, and then said, you know what, I want to race with the big dogs.
Yeah.
Came out and is racing stock class.
Yeah, Brantley did an awesome job in both the youth and the teen classes. And then I think last at Winrock, yeah, he had a 4th place finish at Winrock overall for
Heck
stock.
yeah.
So great start to the season for Brantley.
Down here on his dirt bike this morning, riding around. He is ripping through there.
Though he's probably the youngest, or at least one of the youngest in stock class, Brantley might have more seasons of racing under his belt than about half of these other guys already.
His race seat time is very impressive.
Oh! Getting a little rough on the way down.
A couple of those ledges are pretty rough.
I think that ledge that they're coming across there seems like it's getting narrower and narrower.
Yeah.
Their driver's side tires are getting off into the ruts a little bit.
Let's see what that time's going to be.
98.009, a great run from Brantley Havens. Cohen Ellison sitting in the race line starting gate now.
That Ellison Racing crew has quite a few racers out here this weekend with vehicles and classes.
Yeah, they're holding down the fort, and let's see, the youth class, teen class, stock class. The Ellison family comes out of Clanton, Alabama to race with us.
There we go.
Nice.
I also love how they all have the red paint scheme, too, which is kind of cool.
It's a good clean run right now for Cohen.
That last turn right there is pretty sharp. We've seen a few drivers really kind of struggle with it. That's a 104.651 for Cohen Ellison.
Nicely done. All right, I see Justin Hobach on the line. If you guys missed it earlier, the Hobachs are our featured drivers today for our Feature Driver Friday. Matt and I like to represent one of our drivers or race teams, race families out here on our Friday race days. We like to give a shout out to the Hobachs for everything that they bring to the sport and the series.
Justin's building a new bouncer, too. He raced in our limited bouncer class last year and sold the chassis, took all the parts off, and he is building a new chassis. We're excited for that.
Yeah, I guess he liked it.
Yeah.
He liked that limited class and
said, hey, let's do some more of this.
Yeah.
Again, he really does a great job. He does a lot behind the scenes to help our youth class, as well as he runs the driver gate for us. Again, Justin and his family do a lot behind the scenes.
Justin's raced pretty much almost every class at this point, except youth. And then he hasn't raced the unlimited bouncer yet, but later this year when he's got that new rig done, we'll see him in the unlimited bouncer class too. So he might be one of our only drivers that can say that they've raced just almost every class. There's no going back to do the youth class, though. That ship has sailed.
Yes, yeah. Although I would give him a trophy if he could fit in one of those rigs.
We could squeeze him into 200.
Yeah, I think his shoulders and head would both stick out at the top of that rig.
At least he's got Clara and Collier to represent.
Yeah.
And he's got a good run going right now.
Ooh.
Opting for the smoother route instead of cutting through the woods there. Let's see what kind of time he got. .256. That is our third time in the 100.
Wow. That's so
100.2,
awesome.
100.3, and 100.8 we have right now.
Very, very cool to see.
At this point, we are halfway through course 1 for the UTV stock class. Here we go with Caden Phillips.
I feel like some of these rock faces have definitely got more exposed over the last couple of years.
Want to give all of our drivers some recognition right now for sticking to the plan of keeping things moving and trying to beat the rain.
Yes.
Everybody's doing a great job.
Yes.
Getting through the finish line right now.
We're very thankful for that. Of Clyde does provide us with a very nice awning we're very thankful for. Helps to keep the sun off of us and sometimes the rain.
Hopefully we won't need it today.
Yes. There we go. That's a 104.495 for Caden Phillips. And while we get our next racer situated, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with racing action right after this.
Jeeps are crafted, designed, and built for off-road. But what if you give them more power, torque, capability? Edelbrock's newest supercharger system for JL, JT, and JK Jeeps gives you the edge you've been looking for. The trail doesn't take it easy, so why should your Jeep? Supercharge your Jeep for improved capability, power, while keeping your warranty and trust in your vehicle intact. Born for the trail. Now evolved to be the best. Edelbrock Superchargers. Add the power your Jeep's been missing.
Whatever you drive, however you drive, Amsoil specially engineers lubricants to maximize power, performance, and protection in your vehicle. Our Shop by Vehicle tool takes the guesswork out of picking the right oil and filter for your vehicle. Then choose the best product and packaging option for you, and get everything you need to complete the job shipped right to your door for the protection you demand and the performance you deserve. Shop by Vehicle at amsoil.com.
All right, we are back. We got Mr. Brandon Davis sitting in that race line starting gate. Looks like we're going to kick off again. This used to be the Can-Am that could, now it's the Can-Am that can. Brandon's been racing that Can-Am for quite a while.
Well, Brandon pulled off a second place finish at Windrock just a few weeks ago. See what we can do here at Wildcat today.
He's absolutely ripping in that Can-Am.
Time to beat is at 88.9 from Clint Garrison.
Wow. Very impressive. Very impressive. Nice smooth launch for Brandon. Oh, no.
Uh-oh, he launched a little too far to the right.
Dink. Man, he had a nice smooth run going. see what his time's going to be here. He was flying.
.530. That is a current 6th place time. Bert Sebi on the line now. Boy, Bert had some unfortunate luck again at Windrock this year. Those trees are just out to get him, I think.
Are.
Glad to see he's got everything back together and he's here to rock and roll again.
Yes.
Didn't let it slow him down.
I got to talk to a little bit out there walking the course this morning and just kind of get a good overview of what his game plan is and what actually I said, so what exactly you tear up? And he said, I think I need a video about what I tore up because I really didn't tear up as much as I thought. He said it was pretty minimal. Super ATV helped him get some parts, he said, so
nice.
Shout out to those guys. And RCV axles were great. He said I rebuilt the boots, so that was awesome. There was two or three companies that really stepped in, so he said I'm probably going to do a video, but he said it really wasn't as much as you thought it'd be.
Well, that's always a good thing.
Which I was very happy for.
And also, there's hardly any trees out here on this course today, so he should be safe. His daughters are also racing in our youth class tomorrow. Always fun when it's when we have a family affair of racing. Uh-oh. I think he got a little mixed up.
Yeah. Stink.
There it is.
We're going to blame it on the vehicle. Just say it was a little scared. It's like, no, Bert.
Yeah. It wanted to go straight. It's because he had to drive by a couple of trees.
For real.
Poor Buggy was like, please, no.
Yeah.
Don't make me.
No. Yeah, he's taking his time there. I'm not sure if he has some steering issues or what the deal's going on. See what that time's going to be here. That's a 1:36.906 for Mr. Bert Savvy.
Hey, we are glad to see Bert through the finish line. Didn't rub a single tree. We are very glad for him.
And some of our courses, that is a chore, just trying to get it through all the trees.
It sure can be. We've got Nathan Carter on the line now, our third Carter. I believe this is the cousin to Zach and Tyler, who we saw racing earlier.
I like the teal and the pink. Very cool paint scheme.
First time racing with us.
Okay.
Zach had raced with us a couple of times. And then I'm sure he told his family how fun it was and brought them out with him.
Heck yeah. I love it.
little bit of a hang up there, but not too bad.
Watching those ledges coming down.
And I'll tell you, it's a little different when you're in the driver's seat and you're the one pointed downhill.
Yeah. Yeah, those ledges get a little more sketchy when you're in the driver's seat versus watching somebody come down.
All right, straight on to the finish line, Nathan. Nicely done. .123.571 for Nathan Carter.
There we go.
And we've got Scotty Harden on the line now.
Looks like Nate picked up a front left flat there. Okay, there are quite a few ledges out there. Can pop off a bead or slice a sidewall. Scotty Harden out there. Dylan Dowler giving some pointers at the last minute.
Dylan said, don't roll over.
Yeah, don't roll at the first turn. That's funny because Dylan did that last year. I mean, like, crushed the course on the first day, and I think the last day rolled it on that easy corner.
All right, Scotty, can you get Clint Garrison's time of 88.9? We haven't had anybody else get close to him yet.
That is a super quick time.
It is. That one's going to be tough to beat. Come on, Scotty.
Come on, Scotty. Do what you're doing and do it faster. Let's go.
Through the finish line. Let's check that time.
That's a 108.698 from Mr. Scotty Harden. That 1-0 has definitely been very competitive today.
We are about 2/3 of the way through course 1 for UTV stock. If you're just joining us, welcome to Hillside Live with Bree and Matt. We are racing at Wildcat Off-Road Park this weekend for this second race of the 2026 season with the NRRA. This weekend is presented by Amsoil, so big shout out and thank you to them and to all of our sponsors for helping us do what we do. This is Patrick King on the course now. I don't think I recognize this name, Matt. Do you? No. First time racing with us. We love having new drivers come join in the fun here with the NRRA. If this looks like something that you might want to give a try, you can head to nationalrockracing.com and you can find the specs and safety requirements and such for all of our different classes there, as well as our calendar of events for the rest of the season.
Launching through there. Yeah, that
was nice.
Black chassis with that gold roll cage looks sharp. I'm usually better at picking up the vehicles and be like, yes, I know this person.
Uh-oh, he went a little too far. He's figured it out, though. That's good. There we go. One more.
They were saying on the radio that he missed an RCB flag. So, unfortunately, he's not going to get a time for that.
Oh, man, we do hate to see that. Especially for our new drivers.
Yeah. But definitely got out there, got some seat time, had some fun with it.
Then there's always course 2.
Yeah, great job by Patrick King coming out and do some race with us. Again, that first course is always a little nervous. I mean, I even get nervous sometimes making sure I hit all the markers I need to hit, make sure I turn at the right flags, coming up and down, especially when you have multiple hills.
That means we've got Dean Roberts up next. Dean had a first place finish at Windrock for our season opener. So he's bringing some great winning momentum into this weekend. It's going to be tough to beat that 88 from Clint Garrison, but it looks like Dean is going to give it everything he's got right now.
Wow. He is flying through there. Getting that front bulkhead and caught some dirt earlier. I mean, just tore it up, but he is ripping. Nice, smooth landing.
Come on, Dean. I think the downhill on this course is where a lot of time is won or lost.
Yeah, that's and the thing is, you're coming kind of crab walking, kind of coming down at an angle, which makes it, I think, even more sketchy.
It definitely feels weird when you're on an off-camber hill and trying to go faster. That was a great run from Dean. Let's check his time. .730.
Wow.
That is your new leader here.
That's impressive.
On course 1.
He was flying through there.
That was a great run from Dean. That means Clint Garrison now pushed down to second place with that 88. I'm impressed, Matt. I thought that 88 was going to be pretty hard to beat. We can go ahead and take a look at our top 10 now for course 1. Dean Roberts in that top spot, followed now by Clint Garrison. Then we've got Noah Butler in 3rd, Clay Harris 4th, and Jay Stewart's 5th.
Brentley Havens, one of our teen entries, number 6th. Brandon Davis in 7th, Justin Hobach in 8th, Daniel Heckley in 9th, and Logan Bundy in 10th.
Some great racing from our stock class, and we've still got, looks like about 5 drivers left before we wrap up course 1. Robert Traynor ready to go next. Robert had a third-place finish at Winrock. See if he can land himself on the podium again today.
Has a nice smooth run going right now, Bree. I don't know. Again, that downhill section you talked a little about earlier is definitely kind of treacherous coming down at an angle like that. So I think we will see some guys really make up time or kind of catch up a little bit. That in this last corner, we've seen guys had a little bit more trouble on it than I thought we'd initially anticipated.
I think it's got a little bit of a lip or a ledge in the middle of it. It's kind of bucking them up a little bit if they're coming in too hot.
.141 from Mr. Robert Trainer. That's good enough for third place on course 1 right now. I know we got
nicely done.
You guys are going to try to upset that apple cart, but not bad. He has gotten just really fast.
Yeah, Robert took second overall for the 2025 season in our UTV stock class. We've got Tucker Sessler on the line now.
I pronounced it Tucker Sessler. Like Sessler on the driver this morning. He's like, it's Sessler. I was like, I got you. He's like, dude, he's like, it's fine. He's like, I just want to come heckle you. Yeah, he's a good dude. He's done a great job this season. That purple and black is a sharp-looking rig, too.
Yeah, you know I'm partial to some purple. All right, he's got a good run going. He's going to have to break that at 90.1 if he wants to get into the top 3 here for course 1. He's got his work cut out for him.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Dang it. Again, had a nice smooth run going there. And again, you had talked earlier about how that downhill section, I think, is really where you can pick up some time or slow you up depending on how hard you want to push there.
Coming in hot to that finish line. .123. Not bad at all. We got Jamie Fortin in the race line starting gate. He raced with us at Winrock as well.
Let's go, Jamie.
There we go. You can absolutely see how guys are just ripping up that uphill section. Flying through there. Again, there's a couple different turns you can make right there at that last corner. Looks like the last few guys have been short-changing it.
Yeah, most of them are opting to go through the woods. Slightly shorter, but a little rougher route. That's a 104.661 for Jamie Fortin. I think that's our fourth 104.
Wow.
All right, guys, before we wrap up Course 1, we are going to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be back to finish it.
Don't let waiting in line for service sideline your machine. Eliminate the wait and save money by doing it yourself. Amsoil makes it simple, with oil change kits that include exactly what you need in one convenient package. Choosing the right kit is also simple. Just plug your ride into the Shop by Vehicle tool at Amsoil.com and have your kit delivered right to your door. Get the protection you demand and the performance you deserve. Order now at Amsoil.com.
Thompson Premium Mud Terrain is on the road and full of undisputed attitude. The Baja Boss MT. No compromises, ever. We are purpose-built tires for truck and Jeep enthusiasts everywhere. All mud tires are not created equal, and here's the proof. Powerply XD construction, asymmetrical tread design, extreme side biters, and more. Find your tire size today at MickeyThompsonTires.com.
All right, we are back. Mr. Don Curtis sitting in that race line starting gate. Again, they make the long drive from Kansas. So excited to see them out here. They did. They went and did some trail riding recently, and his dad said, "I am much happier doing trail riding after doing some hill killing." So he said, "I'll let the boy do the racing." Don Curtis was our inaugural season champion of the VIN class we had a few years ago. Very excited to see he transitioned over to UTV.
All right, we've got just 2 drivers left for Course 1 of UTV Stock. One more after Don finishes his run, and then we'll be ready to move into our UTV Cup class.
He was just skimming across that bottom down there. Oh, he launches it up
nice.
there. Very awesome to see Don do that. weekend. We've had a handful of drivers launch there today. I think our Cup class is definitely going to be sending it off there.
Oh, yeah. We're going to see some very speedy downhills from the Cup class, too.
Yeah. The UTV stock class, they got a little taller rig there. Especially if you're driving a big monster 4-seater. You want to be a little more cautious. Our Cup guys hover on the ground, so I think we're going to see them do a little better.
All right, nice run from Don. .054. That's a 4th place time right now for course 1. Nicely done. All right, that's Austin Rutledge on the line. He is going to wrap up course 1 for the UTV stock class.
I feel like we've been racing for hours. And luckily, we've had really quick times today. We had one DNF, unfortunately, and that wasn't because of breakage, just unfortunately missed the flag. So we've had some really quick times today.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody staying with the program to keep things moving quickly.
Yeah.
We're all hoping to get out of here before the predicted rain comes later this afternoon. We'll be back tomorrow, of course, and as usual, with all of our other 5 classes of racing, our limited and unlimited bouncers, UTV Bounty, and our teen and youth classes. So we'll have a full day of racing here tomorrow at Wildcat, so make sure you guys tune back in with us for all of that. Thanks for watching with us here on Rock Racing TV today, or maybe you're joining us on Power Sports World TV.
Regardless of where you're watching, thanks for tuning in. And again, we have Austin Rutledge on the course right now. It looks like he had a little bit of a miss. I don't want to say missed a gear. It looked like he revved. It sounded like he revved in neutral. So I don't know if he missed a gear or bumped the shifter or what the deal was. But he, you could definitely see the rear wheel spinning as he was pulling uphill. But he doesn't have a whole lot left to go. Hopefully, he can keep her together to get a finish out of it. Again, this is course 1, last driver of course 1. Here at Wildcat Off-Road Park in East Bernstadt, and for the UTV stock at East Bernstadt, Kentucky. We still have our UTV Cup to go for course 1.
And then, of course, we got to run it all back for course 2 for everybody. So plenty of racing coming at you still here today from the Wildcat Off-Road Park. And that's a 1:28.091 for Austin Rutledge, finishing out course 1 for UTV stock.
All right, here's our top 10. Again, Dean Roberts coming in first place there. Clint Garrison coming in second with his new rig. Robert Traynor sitting in 3rd spot. Don Curtis coming in 4th. And Noah Buffer coming in 5th.
Then we've got Clay Harris in 6th. Jay Stewart 7th. Brantley Havens 8th. Tucker Sessler in 9th. And Brandon Davis rounded out our 10th place today. That was for course 1 of UTV stock.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we're coming up with our UTV Cup Series right after a word from our sponsors.
Whatever you drive, however you drive, Amsoil specially engineers lubricants to maximize power, performance, and protection in your vehicle. Our Shop by Vehicle tool takes the guesswork out of picking the right oil and filter for your vehicle. Then choose the best product and packaging option for you, and get everything you need to complete the job shipped right to your door for the protection you demand and the performance you deserve. Shop by Vehicle at Amsoil.com.
There's only one tire brand that can call itself legendary. Rebirthed from the depths of Baja and representing decades of racing heritage, Mickey Thompson Tires announces a new American mud terrain legend. This dominating tire is purpose-built for thrill seekers everywhere. The new Baja Legend MTZ. It's time to get what you really want in a tire. Silica reinforced T4 tread compound for enhanced wet performance. PowerPly 3-ply construction for sidewall protection and responsive handling. Improved 4-pitch side biters for bold looks and off-road grip. Proven MTZ tread styling for undisputed traction. 35 different sizes, and one is just waiting for your rig. Gear up and roll with the American mud terrain legend, the Baja Legend MTZ.
These UTV guys have been pushing the limits for years, and we are keeping up with them, providing them the strongest axle on the planet. Our UTV line uses all 300M components, high-temp synthetic moly grease to handle the abuse of these short courses or long desert races, whatever these guys are doing. They've been pushing the limits, and we've been keeping up.
It is cold.
So the years of development for the Pro Series line with our 300M, we have learned so much. We've taken that technology and we've taken the things out of it that make it, absolutely the strongest, and made it the strongest in class for trail use. And we've come out with a Trail Series axle. And that axle is going to be 4340 chromoly steel, all US made, and it is going to be the best in class for your trail. So you don't necessarily have to get the Pro Series. If you're not out here racing, if you don't have 300 horsepower hill killing with these guys, you can get a Trail Series RCV axle and go out and cruise with your buddies with peace of mind that you're not going to break. So for everything UTV, visit us at rcvperformance.com. And for Trail Series, find us at trailseriesaxle.com.
Don't let waiting in line for service sideline your machine. Eliminate the wait and save money by doing it yourself. Amsoil makes it simple with oil change kits that include exactly what you need in one convenient package. Choosing the right kit is also simple. Just plug your ride into the Shop by Vehicle tool at Amsoil.com and have your kit delivered right to your door. Get the protection you demand and the performance you deserve. Order now at Amsoil.com.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We're here for still course number 1, but we've moved on to the UTV Cup. This is our unlimited side-by-side class. We have course 1. We're about halfway through course 1. We had 28 drivers in our UTV stock class. I think we have about 20 in our UTV Cup class here at Wildcat Off-Road. This is our second race of the season of the National Rock Racing Association, presented by Amsoil. Appreciate them. They got a booth set up out here, so if you guys need some product, you can go hit them up. I'm sure they can get you taken care of. Me and Bree stopped by earlier, so appreciate them.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Hung out with Ken for a little while. Looks like Jesse Riley's going to be starting things off today for our RCV Axle UTV Cup class. We did have 2 late entries, but atypical. They are going at the end of the lineup today. Usually, they end up getting voted to go first. So what we do when we have late entries, whoever drew number 1, in this case it was Jesse Riley, gets to decide if they want those late entries to go first before them or go last at the end of the pack. So usually they end up having to go first, but not today. Thank you guys for hanging with us today on this lovely spring Friday. I hope you all were able to join us for the season opener at Winrock a few weeks ago. If not, you can always go back and rewatch that. And same for any of our shows and our courses. If you miss it, you can always go back and check it out on the Rock Racing TV YouTube channel. We've also got our Power Sports World television audience joining us today. So wherever you're watching from, thanks for tuning in with us here on Hillside Live. And be sure to go check out the Rock Racing TV YouTube channel, our Facebook pages as well. We'll have a lot of information and good content on them. And then you guys can also go to nationalrockracing.com to find out more about the series. We've got some driver bios on there. And our things like the specs and safety requirements for our classes. If you're thinking about potentially racing yourself, our calendar of events, all kinds of good stuff on there.
Boy, you want to keep up with your favorite driver. Check out
Jesse
the
Riley. Kicking off course 1 for RCV Axle UTV Cup class.
Jesse was down here playing earlier. We have a ton of drivers now that come out in pre-run, which is really cool to see. Help them get them grooved in, get that course war in.
Uh-oh.
Might have broke a belt. Ooh. Somebody said there might be oil leaking. Get a lot of times, again, depending on what chassis you're running, what manufacturer you're running, a lot of times the belts can break, especially because we have these guys pushing the motor and transmission to the very maximum.
Yeah.
So we've seen belts break, but they said on the radio they might see fluid dripping from it, which, again,
We saw some white smoke when he landed. Well, we got our recovery crew making their way to him now to see what's going on, see if we're going to need to assist him off the course.
Looks like he... It's a little hard to see when you're backing up in a very steep hill. Bub Meadows up here from Addictive Photography saying, tomorrow morning it's going to be chilly. And I said, yes, it's going to be very chilly. again, very chilly out here tomorrow morning. So make sure everybody preps warm.
If you can,
but it is a little chilly in the booth right now. It's
we've had to layer up since the beginning of the show.
Yes. My shorts, I definitely have some shorts that were very breezy. Maybe not the best option this morning, but it's got a little chilly this afternoon. That cold weather's setting in. But we're okay.
It has dropped like 15 degrees since this morning.
So definitely a little chilly in the booth here.
The sun is gone.
Taylor, he said the sun is gone.
Coming.
The sun has left the chat. So, it's going to be pretty chilly tomorrow morning. Again, for those of you guys coming out, make sure you dress warm. I think the rain will probably clear out by then, but it will be pretty chilly. I think they said it's going to start out at, 30 tomorrow?
Well, at like 8 in the morning when we're all getting out here, it's going to be cold. But we've done it before. We can do it again.
Yeah.
At least it's going to be sunny.
Yeah.
That helps a lot.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's pretty chilly out here, but again, like I said, it's awesome to see all the racers packed in. We have a hillside that has tons of people on it right now, tons of spectators. I know tomorrow's going to be even more awesome, so excited to see everybody come out. But make sure you're dressing warm.
Yep.
If you're coming to
wear
Wildcat,
your layers.
So definitely wear your layers. Definitely a little bit of a cold chill, but very excited to see everybody out here. And again, we have lots of fans as well as spectators. We have some crew guys out here helping out as well. So very, very cool to see that. But excited for tomorrow. Again, excited to see all the bouncers come out. Going to be a lot of fun. Everybody's kind of scoping out the hills and what the terrain's going to be like. Some of the rock edges have washed out a little bit, so I think we'll see some unusual carnage tomorrow as well on some of those ledges. So we'll see how that plays out. But
I think that's probably going to be par for the course just for the season, at least in our bouncer class, because we've got so many highly competitive drivers, either in new rigs or maybe took a break and are coming back after a bit of a hiatus. And we've just got such a great lineup this year that they're all going to be pushing each other to the max. All right, and we are ready to head back to the line. Looks like they were able to get Jesse Riley recovered off the hill. If we find out what went wrong with Jesse, we'll fill you guys in on that. But this is Martin Stewart on the line now. Martin comes out of Columbia, Tennessee to race with us. He built this buggy during the off season. Says he's still getting used to the single seat.
I see he had a right-hand drive for a while. Very cool to see that single seat chassis.
Yeah, we don't have too many of those come out. Every once in a while we've had one come out. I think it was Martin and his dad with him.
I say the Joe Dirt buggy I first drove was a right-hand drive. And I really thought it would take a long time to get acclimated to it. I think it took about 5 seconds. It really doesn't drive much different. Single seat, right-hand, left-hand, or single seat, they all drive pretty similar.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever driven a single seat, but I can imagine the visibility is nice.
It is. I remember driving the Taz buggy that John Campbell had, and it was very interesting with the pedal brake on one side and gas on the other. Very, very interesting.
Oh, yeah.
So
it would take a little getting used to.
Yeah, it was kind of different because I'm used to having the pedals, both feet can operate both.
So obviously our Cup class is we've got Martin lining out the course for us right now. Jesse didn't make it quite this far, so they're going to have to be climbing this rock slab. It's giving Martin a little bit of trouble. Martin's got a new motor in this rig for the season, so putting it to the test right now.
He's definitely working it out right now. His dad, the Batman himself, was a pretty famous old bouncer driver. Did pretty okay in his day. I'll say won King of Hammers shootout one year. Back in 18, 19. Again, that's a pretty gnarly ledge right there. It's like 1.5 times the size of a side-by-side.
He had about as good of a run at it as he can get in that spot, but man, as soon as he got those back tires up to that slab, it just took all his momentum. And we can't see it from here, but it sounds like he's got a broken axle on the front passenger side. There we go. We got a different angle now.
Yeah, he's definitely seen hanging out. But he is still giving a college try. I love that he backed it this far. He's just going to send it.
You guys might be familiar with Batcave Customs cages. And those are built by Martin. He's going to go ahead and call it, it looks like.
Hopefully they can get that axle swapped out and get him put back together for course 2.
Well, while he's driving off the course there, Martin would like to give a shout-out to Moto Joe's, Batcave Customs, Dowler Motorsports, and Perfection Driveline, Inc. for supporting his race program.
I know his mom and dad and sister are all cheering him on online, probably. Martin always had a good amount of family that came with him when he raced.
I see Clay Kase on the line there in 401K. Clay was our season champion last year in the UTV Cup class.
All right, here we go.
We also have Cody Chasen joining the Cup class this year. Cody, we are used to seeing in the stock class the last couple seasons. He jumped into the Cup class this year, so I think he might be coming up in Clay's rearview mirror as the season progresses.
Yeah.
Clay's going to have to keep an eye on little bro.
And those are two guys that definitely want to beat their brother. Very cool to watch them, and they're very, very competitive.
All right, let's see how Clay handles this rock slab. Having all four tires turning is, and pulling is definitely going to be an advantage. Not sure at what point Martin broke that axle, so.
And I saw him this morning climb this.
Okay.
So I know this vehicle and this driver are capable of completing this course. Yeah, so I know he can climb it.
So that means he's extra frustrated right now because he's already been up it multiple times and knows he can do it.
And I'm not sure if it's just a line that, or somebody came a bomb and threw some dirt or mud on there, or maybe it's the line that he's getting kicked to right now.
Come on. There it is.
There we go. Able to climb his way out the top.
Matt, have you ever completed a course in pre-running and then not made it during the race? Because I have, and that sucks.
You said, I have, and it sucks.
Nothing more frustrating.
You're like, That's a 162.262 for Clay Kase. You're like, and this is sponsored by Stink. That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure I have at one point, done something and broke during a run or whatever, but again. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break while we get everything reset here, get the course clear, and we'll be back right after these messages.
Rebirthed from the depths of Baja, Mickey Thompson Tires announces a new American mud terrain legend. The new Baja Legend MTZ. Silica reinforced T4 tread compound. Powerply 3-ply construction. Improved 4-pitch side biters. Proven MTZ tread styling for undisputed traction. 35 different sizes, and one is just waiting for your rig. The Baja Legend MTZ.
Jeeps are crafted, designed, and built for off-road. But what if you give them more power, torque, capability? Edelbrock's newest supercharger system for JL, JT, and JK Jeeps gives you the edge you've been looking for. The trail doesn't take it easy, so why should your Jeep? Supercharge your Jeep for improved capability, power, while keeping your warranty and trust in your vehicle intact. Born for the trail. Now evolved to be the best. Edelbrock Superchargers. Add the power your Jeep's been missing.
And we are back and ready to keep rolling with course 1 of the RCV Axle UTV Cup class. Dylan Dowler ready to go next.
Wow, Dylan is flying through there. And he's a guy who also races multiple classes on any given weekend with us.
Yeah, Dylan also had was our second place finisher overall last season for the Cup class. And usually we do see Dylan racing in the stock class as well, but it's like he's simplified his race regime for this weekend, is just doing Cup class. Oh!
Again, I think we're going to see definitely some of our Cup guys have issues with this climb. After we watch Clay Kase struggle with it, I think we're going to see, again, he's an incredible driver. Won a championship last year in that vehicle, so I think we're going to see quite a few drivers struggle with it. But for the guys who can be able to squeak out a finish, it's definitely going to feel very, very empowering.
Man, and it's looking like Dylan might have broken. Oh, no.
Man.
Oh,
we're
just
hearing
heard
on the radio that he blew a transmission.
Oh. Man.
Dang it.
Oh, we hate to see that for Dylan, for any of our drivers.
Man, that stinks. Yeah, I don't think he's going to get that fixed between course 1 and course 2, so.
Nope. I think he's going to need some assistance
Yeah.
getting off the course, too.
Keith getting out there doing a recovery for us. Good shout out to Keith. He always pulls me back to camp if I break down or has tools and equipment. He's got an onboard welder on there, grinders, but every kind of tool and part you can imagine. Does a great job of keeping all of our UTV drivers and bouncer drivers all going, and does an awesome job. Yesterday he said, well, I can't can't do it this weekend. I'm broke. I said, what broke? Brake line. He said, I got to stay back with the girls in this nice warm camper all weekend. I was like, right. He started laughing.
I think that I know how his brake line broke. Keith went out there and took care of it himself.
Yeah.
No, we are glad to see him out here. We certainly appreciate how he helps us keep things moving smoothly here at the races, and all of our recovery staff and volunteers for keeping everybody safe and keeping things going smoothly here and moving along on our race days. Appreciate each and every one of them. It definitely takes a village, guys, to put on an event like this, and so much of it is behind the scenes. And you know, as a spectator, you might not realize, you know, even as a driver, you might not realize everything that goes on behind the scenes, from the safety and recovery that's required to the work that the parks put in to prepare the event spaces and be ready to host us, to everything that goes into bringing this live feed to you guys so y'all at home can get to watch the action with us. We appreciate everybody that helps us make it happen. And it is officially starting to sprinkle.
Yeah, I'm seeing like flurries coming down
right now
on our desk.
Is it snowing?
I was like trying to look in, zoom in with my little hand binocular.
I don't know what this is right now.
And it was watching flurries come down and land on our table a minute ago. And I'm like, yeah, it's good times. We did the, at Mid-America, when it first opened, they had the 918 endurance race. And it snowed like 3 or 4 inches the night before.
Oh.
And it was crazy.
That's rough.
So they had the first race they ever had at that park, as far as after they got Ultra 4 and had an endurance race, was in the snow. In the snow. It was a very wild. Me and Pam Hall sat on the back and froze our butts off.
Yep.
I remember seeing Terry Madden with like a full-length leather coat walking around. I was like, I feel you, buddy. I feel you.
Man, one of our season openers at Texas, when we used to open at Bridgeport, and that we would do those in February.
Oh, yeah.
It snowed. I think it was actually the first year I went out there, and the first year we did the live show from it. It was so cold.
So cold.
And the snow and the mud.
Yeah, it was freezing.
Well, we're glad that it's not actually like that today. Just a little bit of, I don't know, on and off spring weather here. So we're going to work with it. And we've got Kase, Howell on the line, ready to keep things going for course 1 of the UTV Cup class. So far, we've only had one finisher. That's Clay Cason with a 162 on course 1. Kase Howell also races in our UTV Bounty class and was our champion for the 2025 season in the Bounty class. So I don't know how much of that plays into his mindset on Fridays and how much he wants to hold the vehicle together. He might not care and is just, going for it all the way. 100% both races, and what happens, happens. I don't know. But I have to imagine that for our drivers that do double duty in a rig for multiple classes, that might come into the play a little bit at least.
Yeah. Kase, veteran driver for us, does a great job. Always out to have a good time. Pretty chill guy if you ever get to hang out with him. And just does an awesome job. Doesn't mind getting out there and sending it.
I've seen him sending it on that dirt bike that he rides around on some sketchy hills too. Well,
there we go.
This is going to be our fastest time as long as he can keep things going smoothly towards the finish line, because that was nice right up the hill. .233.
Yeah, definitely our fastest time. Was able to kind of one-shot that little rock section there. All right, Cody Kaysen, the other half of that Kaysen racing team. He was our stock class season champion last year. Coming out, bringing that rig, doing some racing with us in the unlimited class. And he was just, there was races, he was just smoking everybody in that stock class last year.
I asked him why he's switched from stock to cup just in the driver's meeting earlier, and he said, I ran out of plastic.
I love it. That's great. I ran out of plastic.
I think he built this chassis in like 4 days or
yeah,
something ridiculous
course.
right before season opener at Windrock.
I got to work on Nick's buggy last year at finals with him, trying to get it put back together for that last day of racing. And Cody was over there helping Jay Stewart's working his stuff. And working side by side, you get to see he's an extremely competent craftsman when it comes to mechanics. And again, I got to see that firsthand. Definitely knows his stuff and knows how to solve some problems. So, it definitely carries over with the UTVs, same as a bouncer. Like I said, he's definitely a very capable mechanic. And I see this guy probably making some pretty crazy machines in the future.
And we have gotten to race him, see him race the bouncers a couple times last season, and then at Windrock also. So it's cool seeing him and Clay both jump into the bouncers as well and do just as awesome as they do in the UTV classes.
There he goes.
Nice.
I see his brother Clay at the bottom of the hill sprinting up. Just about that time, he's able to climb that rock ledge. Very cool to see him get up there. Going to be a quick time. That's a 1:15.804 from Mr. Cody Kaysen.
And that is a second place time currently. We've only got 3 times so far. We've got Kase Howell in the lead, now followed by Cody and then Clay Kaysen. We are about a third of the way through course 1 for the RCB Axle UTV Cup class. And I believe we've got Russell Holmes on the line now.
I love that he said, I ran out of plastics. And I believe that's probably his real statement. He's like, I just ran out of plastics.
I figured he might just say, I wanted to give the stock class a chance.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a couple races where he just, smoked the whole rest of the field. He did an amazing job last year.
And Russell Holmes did draw number 13. It looks like he elected to just stay in that 13th spot. If you guys aren't familiar with our rule that we do for number 13, whoever draws it gets to choose if they would either like to go first, go last, or stay in number 13th spot. So looks like Russell decided to stick with what he had today. Sometimes there is an advantage to going first, like if you think that a course is going to end up getting rutted out or is going to be getting harder as the day goes on for whatever reason. Or sometimes to go last and let some of the hill get beat down a little bit or whatever it might be. So there is some advantage there. But mostly that just came about as a little something just kind of fun and unique to add into our driver drawings.
I think like majority of the time running in the back of the pack, I think it's kind of better. The course gets worn in, kind of knock off some of those rough edges. Things get a lot faster. You kind of see what to do and what not to do. However, today with that rain coming in, may not be advantage to going in the back of the pack. You may be starting off with a very muddy, wet course that's pretty rutted up as you're sitting in the race line starting gate in rain. So there. Oh, so close. I think he's probably very wise to just go ahead and run in that 13th spot. That way you get a couple guys in front of you. They can still kind of check out the course, kind of get a good perspective, but yet you still won't be running on course 2. You won't be running too far back. Probably a very, very wise choice. Oh, man.
so
He's
close.
right there. Dang it. He is so close.
Come on, Russell.
He definitely stood that rig up on the back wheels there. He is definitely trying. The good news is the rock's really not going to get worn out because it's a giant rock.
This is
So
true. That rock's not going
the
anywhere.
course is not going to change much from racer to racer. Even during the bouncers tomorrow, that course, that section will not change much. So that's the good news. The bad news is it is such a steep, edgy climb right there.
And it looks like Russell's going to go ahead and call
Man.
it.
Heck of a job. Did a great job. You hate to see him not get a finish out of it, but awesome run. All right. While we get a course clear, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back right after these messages.
Don't let waiting in line for service sideline your machine. Eliminate the wait and save money by doing it yourself. Amsoil makes it simple with oil change kits that include exactly what you need in one convenient package. Choosing the right kit is also simple. Just plug your ride into the Shop by Vehicle tool at Amsoil.com and have your kit delivered right to your door. Get the protection you demand and the performance you deserve. Order now at Amsoil.com.
The trail doesn't take it easy, so why should your Jeep? Supercharge your Jeep for improved capability, power, while keeping your warranty and trust in your vehicle intact. Born for the trail. Now evolved to be the best. Edelbrock Superchargers. Add the power your Jeep's been missing.
All right, we are back. We have that Rock Life off-road rig sitting in that race line starting gate.
Braden Upchurch is ready to roll. And he'll bring us to pretty much halfway through course 1 for the UTV Cup class. All right, let's send it with Braden Upchurch.
he's a guy that can definitely send it.
I think this is Brayton's 4th season racing with us now. He comes from nearby Monticello, Kentucky.
Yeah.
Past that
Real
on my way here.
Yeah, really close. I helped him put back together a rig at Disney one time. He was very, very broken. So we hooked the bouncer up to it and winched it all over on its side. Took the whole corner apart, put it back together. Very cool. Him and his mom were there. Got to hang out with him for a little while. She brought me snacky snacks, the next race. So it was all good.
There's no bonding like working on emergency work on your broke rig and snacks.
Yes, I concur.
That'll bring you together faster than anything else.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to make a lot of friends, bring some snacky snacks to an off-road park. Come on, get up there. I think he's trying to get that front end up and then just really romp down on it. You can see it kind of bouncing up and down a little bit right there.
This is a tough spot for the UTVs.
Go, baby. Oh, dang it.
Because it looks like their passenger side tires are kind of falling off on the right side of that ledge at the bottom of the rock face. It's just a bad arrangement.
It really is.
Now, the bouncers wouldn't have any trouble with this, but for a UTV, this is a tricky spot.
Yeah, between the tire size and the wheelbase, I'm 128 and like 3/4, so I'm almost 129 inches long, and then you got a 43-inch tire. Definitely makes a big difference there.
Man, we did see Kase Howell fly right up this, though, so it can certainly be done.
Get a little squirrely there.
I don't think that's the line.
Yeah.
He's trying, though.
Yeah, and he's no stranger to sending it. Trust me, backing up and hammering down is not something we have to worry about. But unfortunately, it looks like it just might not be in the cards. Again, there's about a foot drop-off right there. Oh.
That was close.
I was just saying, there's about a foot drop-off on the back ledge there, so he's trying to be real careful not to clip that rock.
All right. Is he getting a long run at it now? See, what we need here, Braden, is a full send, not a moderate send.
Yeah.
A full send.
You can see how massive that ledge is on that left side there. When his tires kind of popped up, you can see how tall it was.
All right.
Looks like he's going to call it a day.
Said, I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
Man, again, proving to be a very tough course.
Ooh, it sure is.
But we have Mr. Cooper Bentley, chocolate milk himself, sitting in that race line starting gate.
All right, right now we've got just 3 times on the board. Kase Howell, followed by Cody Kase, and then Clay Kase. Let's see what Cooper can do about that. Cooper was our third place finisher overall for the 2025 season in the Cup class.
Okay, you can see Coop trying to get everything lined up and squared up there. That used to be super steep. They actually came in and chiseled it off a few years ago. You kind of see where that rock face is broken, but...
Come on, Cooper.
Oh.
Nice.
Ooh, there we go. All right.
That's a 116.013 for Cooper Bentley. That puts him right behind Cody Kase. Cody had a 115. Cooper with that 116, so that's a third place time. Currently, we are only halfway through course 1 of the Cup class, though. We've still got a lot of very capable drivers left to make their run. And then, of course, as always, we'll be running it back for course 2 for stock and Cup classes. So we're not even halfway done. Halfway through our day of racing here at Wildcat, so you guys be sure to stick with us here on Hillside Live. Keep enjoying the racing action. I believe we got Kyle Wrizley on the line now.
Love his wrap. It always has kind of an Avenger look to me, you know.
It kind of does.
Again, shout out to Dearborn Drone Co. for bringing all this awesome drone footage for us this weekend. Also, all our cameraman and camera ladies out there.
That's right. Everybody helping make the TV magic happen.
Braving the chilly weather out there. All right, here we go.
Handles
so close.
The slab.
Close. Man, so close. can tell that buggy is he is giving it everything he has to get there, but it's just not wanting to climb out.
Cool. He is taking some tough licks.
There we go. Out the top. Again, that has to feel good, being able to battle that and then end up climbing out.
He is out of the danger zone now.
Danger zone. Danger zone. Little Kenny Loggins. That's a 238.803 for Kyle Wrizley. Again, good job. Again, everybody today that's getting a finish on this course one, you have to feel really, really proud of yourself. All right, here's our top 10. We got Kase Howell sitting in 1, Cody Kaysen sitting in 2nd, Cooper Bentley sitting in 3rd, Clay Kaysen sitting in 4th, Kyle Wrizley with that great run he just had sitting in 5th.
And then we've got a bunch of DNFs, unfortunately. So really we've got a top 5 right now.
We've seen that before, where we had like an 8-way tie for 4th place, you know. So sometimes it happens that way. Again, the course... this year at Hammers, there were some guys battling, and they came to Dave Cole and said, "Man, what if nobody finished?" And he goes, "Sometimes the course wins."
This is Derek Schaefer out on the course now. I believe the Schaefers come out of Ohio.
Okay.
Race with us.
Not too bad of a drive. I'll say we go through Cincinnati on some of our Eastern Tennessee and Eastern Kentucky trips. We'll go through Cincinnati.
Get some Skyline
Yeah.
chili.
Yeah.
I stopped at a Walmart on my way here and saw a fellow with a cart full of Ale 8. Made me think of you, Matt.
We always stop in Richmond and pick some up on the way home at the Walmart.
Matt loves his Ale
Get
8.
a couple cases.
That's a soda, guys.
It's a ginger ale,
Specify.
yeah. It's a ginger ale soda that's bottled and shipped here in Kentucky. So very, very cool. We always pick it up. They have a couple different flavors. They have like some cherry and some other ones. I like just the more traditional. Looks like he's trying to get lined up there. Trying to have a good line is really helpful here. See our recovery crew up there out on the top. Make sure we got good rescue crews up here, keeping everybody safe.
Man, it looked like he had a good line there. Just got no momentum, and like we were talking about earlier, tire size and wheelbase definitely working against these guys on this obstacle.
I was up there this morning and watched Kase kind of zip up through there, and I thought, wow, that's actually a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. So I thought today was going to be a really quick course, but it is proving to be much more difficult than I thought this morning. And again, we get so used to seeing these guys in the Cup class do such amazing things, such incredible acrobatics with these UTVs in the Unlimited class. I forget they are still just a UTV, but it's so impressive what some of these guys can do in these machines.
Man, Derek's doing everything that he can to get up this hill right now. We do have a time limit, and Derek is coming up. He's got 40 seconds left, and then at that point he has to continue making forward momentum, forward motion. If he has to back up at any point after he crosses that time limit, then it will be a DNF.
And there's been times we've seen guys make it past something, and the time, expires.
Yeah.
But because they have continued forward momentum, even after they cross that threshold, they're still able to get a time out of it, get a finish out of it. So
the rule is, as long as you don't have to back up anymore once you've crossed the time limit, and you continue and you get through the finish line with that forward momentum, then it's allowed. But once you have to stop and back up, then it's all over. And he is at the time limit right now, so it looks like, unfortunately, Derek is officially timed out on the course. We'll get him waved down so he knows. All right, we've got half a dozen drivers left here for Course 1 in the UTV Cup class, including Nathaniel Bell, who is on the line. And then we've got Tim Cameron, Landon Kahn, David Darnell, Josh Krapinski, and Mike Paul. So I think that we definitely are still going to see a couple finishes on this hill.
Yeah, I think a few of those guys do all right. Nathaniel Bell, this is a brand new chassis for him. I got to talk to him a little bit last race. He built this chassis.
Nathaniel Bell, another one of our drivers, also racing in the Bounty class, and he finished second overall last season in that Bounty class. So he is no stranger to difficult obstacles and hill climbs in the UTV. So we'll see what he's able to do with this rock face. We know he's definitely got a type, too, when it comes to his race rigs, because it looks a lot like